What up, what up? Van Life Biker here. Just want to give you guys a little idea how this is turning out. We put the seats on it. Seat covers is what these are. As you can see, just kind of a front pad there. You can see the original seat there on the side. But they're turning out really nice. And as you can see, we got our switches cut in the switch bay here. So they look really factory. Everything's, we got low, and then in the center is off and up is on a high. But we don't have everything wired in yet. It's really been a hassle. So kind of making this a part 2 video. Those of you who are trying to get in here, this switch panel comes out, and I'll tell you the secret is you got to get a little fine blade screwdriver here and get this little storage compartment out, and there's a screw right in the center. So you know, you're trying to pry that thing out and it just will not come unless you get down in there and get that screw out, so you know the secrets. And the tabs will pull from this side, and there's some little clips that kind of go up in this side, so you want to work it from this side, guys, and then pull it out towards the back of the van. And getting those wires up in there was a big hassle. I haven't messed with this thing in a week. We had some family issues to deal with, and the weather's just been horrible, but wanted to do a little update here just to kind of help others if they're going to try to do such a thing, or even just try to get a switch up in there. It was nearly impossible, believe it or not. On the last video we had this broke loose here, and then once I figure I got this out, I had it licked. But just that short amount of space, it was crazy impossible to get those wires down through there. So what I ended up doing is back here on the back side. As you can see, this is kind of a little loose back in here, so I had to fish way back in here from up top, and then fish from here back over to this little short area here. It is so crammed in here. I was, never did take this actually off to see what's in there, but it's a mess. So then we snuck them along the side of the seat here, and we brought them in right there. And here's another little tunnel under here, and this goes over to the driver's seat. So another little secret to jump from seat to seat. And under the driver's seat there's a fuse panel, so that's where we're going to terminate all this stuff once we get a good day out here again. But I was going to try to post this video earlier, but the wind has just been whipping all day, and it finally died, luckily. So I could at least get you guys a video out. And I had posted on Twitter a little secret about myself. I have fought blood pressure I'm not going to say my entire life, but a good 20 plus years. And it's high, guys. I mean, high. I mean, doctors check my blood pressure and they really wonder how I walk in the room. We're talking 250 plus over 150 plus all the time. And yeah, I used to be on meds. Got on meds for about 10 years and researched for 20 years trying to find out how to get off the meds. And I've done it all. I've done it all, guys. I've, oatmeal, Bragg's vinegar, unfiltered vinegar tricks, and I've bought every vitamin under the sun, every herb under the sun, you name it, I've done it. I mean, I'm talking 20 plus years of research, and no results. The only real thing that really ever caught my attention, to be honest, was like 1% skim milk. I read that somewhere along the years of researching, and I can't even remember anymore. I think it was, a few cups a day at different times of the day or something. But honestly, I'm just not a big dairy person. Kind of lactose intolerant. Really messes my stomach up usually. So I've recently had big time success, and I'm talking big time. Like I say, 20 plus years of researching this and trying to figure out how to get off the meds. And they were trying to get me on statins to clear the arteries, and everything I read about the statin drugs are bad. So I just didn't want to take that next step. And every time I had an appointment, because they kind of got you got to go in and give them some money so they can give you some more pills. It's just a corrupted thing, in my opinion. You just shell out money so they give you pills to keep you alive. And I don't know, I just can't stand it myself. So I finally got aggravated one day because they kept pushing it. And the nurse told me, you need to get on the statins or you're going to die. And me being the stubborn bullhead that I am, I said, well, you're going to die too, aren't you? So it just left a bad taste in my mouth when I left the doctor's office that day, because I had told him I didn't want the statins for, time after visit, and they kept pushing it. So I just didn't go back after that day. And when I ran out of the medication for the blood pressure pills, I kind of weaned myself off and just quit taking them. 10 years later, here I am. Believe it or not, I'm 250 plus over 150 plus, and I'm still alive. So that nurse was wrong. So, if your blood pressure gets up a little high, I'm living proof that it is possible to still be walking and talking. I'm not telling you to do what I've done, for sure, because, I could be dead. But, I could walk off the front porch tomorrow morning, fall out, bonk my head, and I could be dead that way too, right? So, working in the industries that I've worked in my entire life is pretty dangerous as it is. I've lived through a lot of things in my life, so I wasn't going to let blood pressure beat me. And I think I have found a way to lower it. If you're in this same situation, this might work for you. I'm no doctor. I'm just a blue-collar working man, and just fed up with the system, like I think a lot of people are these days. And I did what they told me. I exercised, I dieted, I became a vegetarian, I did everything under the sun that they say to do, and it didn't work. And I'm sure there's others out there that have done the same thing, and it didn't work. But if you're serious about it, I'm going to tell you what I've done, and maybe it'll be successful for you. I started on a keto type of diet about a month ago. It's tough. You got to cut out those carbs. And I did it slow. I went, pretty hardcore for the whole week, trying to limit my carbs, and didn't even know what to eat. I'm like, everything I looked at had carbs in it. So I got to the point of probably about 50 or so grams of carbs a day. So lowered them significantly. And then the next week, I'd kind of eat what I want, but was a little more aware, I guess, so I didn't just go crazy in junk food and candy bars and such. The week after, I would cut back again, so that, I kind of eased into it, a couple months back or something. And so I went full keto probably, for a month, and taking vitamins, all the stuff you're supposed to do, fish oils, cod liver oil. Like I say, guys, there's nothing you can tell me that I don't already know. I've 20 plus years, longer than probably some of you that are watching are even alive, that I've tried different things and put myself pretty much to, being a lab rat on my own. And that's why I want to share this, because it took a lot of years for me to figure this out for myself. Once again, this may or may not work for you, or you may not have the willpower to do it. But if you're serious, I'd give it a try, because it's working for me. This morning I woke up, my blood pressure was 187 over 123, I believe it was. So, you know, I've dropped about 30 on the lower number and about 60 or something on the top number. I mean, serious drops. And this has all happened in the last 2 days, and I've been on this diet that I'm currently doing for 4 days. So 4 days on this diet. In the last 2 days, I've dropped massive numbers down, and I'm hoping it continues. And then what I'll do is start easing some things back into my diet to see what works, what doesn't work, see what's raising it, and kind of add some things back to my diet. So, you know, I seem to have it going down really well right now. So here's the trick. And you're not even going to believe me. Like, you probably don't believe my blood pressure was 250 over 150 for years. And neither do doctors. Have I been shocked? Yes, I've been shocked, electrocuted. I'm in that industry. Maybe that has something to do with it. And I'm not normal, as I tell a story. It was a couple nurses one time that first nurse comes in, checks my blood pressure. She uses the one on the wall after she checks it because she didn't believe the numbers. She leaves out the examination room, and then another nurse comes in. So she checks it again with the one on the wall, and then she leaves out the room. And about 5 minutes later, I'm thinking, well, what the heck is wrong? You know, I'm just kind of giggling. I know my blood pressure's high. I was a new doctor. So I can hear them about 5 minutes later. They're out in the hallway saying, "Doctor," both of them are telling the doctor, "This guy's not normal." So me being the character I am, I tell them both, you know, I can hear you in here, and I can tell you now that this isn't the first time that I've been first time that someone's told me that I'm not normal. So anyway, what I did, here's the secret. My secret anyway. I cut the vegetables. I know that's crazy, right? But desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, I have done everything else, guys. Everything. 20 plus years of trying things, different pills, different vitamins, different, you know, late night infomercials, and, you know, you name it, I've done it. I'm telling you. And nothing has worked besides skim milk. And it didn't do that great. I mean, it might have dropped at 10 points. But that's about what one of the few things that I remember. I mean, there was a couple other things probably that I don't remember that dropped at 10 points. But nothing. 60 points in 2 days, guys. 4 days on this diet. And about 30 points on the lower number. I cut the vegetables. Crazy, huh? I know. It's crazy. I can't even believe it. Can it be that simple? Because that's all we hear is vegetables, vegetables. Get your vegetables. Our parents even told us to get our vegetables. You know, the nutritional pyramid chart, you know, that we were taught in school. Vegetables, vegetables, vegetables. You know, it's just, I can't even believe it myself. I really can't. But I wanted to share this information and get it out there, so you guys can give it a try. I pretty much, you know, it's, what do you call it here? Can't think of the word. Carnivore. Carnivore diet. And I know it scares a lot of people off. But this was a diet for many, many years ago. I'm trying to think of the name of it. But there was another diet. You know how diets come and go. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but there was a diet that was basically the same thing. I think the name of this diet really freaks people out. But I've done a lot of research on it. And people are scared of beef, right? Beef, oh, bad, bad, bad. Don't eat the cows. Even the cows are bad for the environment and the ozone layer and on and on and on. This was big oil that started this rumor. Their farts and burps, and it's BS, guys. It's BS. I'm telling you, it's BS. It was all debunked. But you don't hear about the debunking part of it. And you still hear people talking about it because big oil funded all this stuff. They're the ones that are messing up things. Those of you who know me, you know I'm a straight shooter. I always have been, always will be. You're not going to shut this guy up. I'm going to speak my mind. So I'm just speaking truth here, guys. And it is what it is. Now, how do you get your carbs? Because you do need some carbs in the diet. I think eventually. Carbs store in your fat, in case you didn't know that. If you cut off all sugars, all fat, or, all sugars of all kinds, carbs like mashed potatoes and pasta, that kind of thing, or even alcohol, it all turns to sugar. It's all carbs. So if you cut all that stuff out to begin with, your body starts needing carbs. And that's what a keto diet is all about, which I tried. I went full-blown keto, but I didn't cut out the vegetables. So at this point, I've cut out the vegetables. And I'm still eating fruits. Don't go overboard on the fruits. That still will give you some carbs, but pretty much any animal product is what I've been doing. And I'm going to keep you guys posted on my success. But for now, I'm having massive drops in BP. So if you want to give this a shot, give it a shot. It's a pretty tough diet, but I've been feeding myself shit, to be bluntly honest, for all my life, even when I was a kid, because I grew up poor. The old Chef Boyardee spaghetti in a box, that's what Mama used to buy, because she was the only income we had, and pretty much the old man was a piece of crap. He didn't work, so we were supporting him too. So it was worse than being a single parent. And he was an alcoholic. So I grew up really poor. But starch is no good for you. I'm eating spaghetti out of a box. It didn't, no meat. It was a little miniature Viennese sausage can of sauce. Probably loaded with corn syrup or oil and bad oils and corn syrup for sugar sweeteners and processed foods and stuff like that. All bad stuff for you. So I got to get all this stuff out of me. That's the way I see it. So I cut out seeds. I cut out nuts. All oils for the most part. If I'm cooking, I eat eggs. I use grass-fed butter, pasteurized eggs, good old back to the farm stuff. Get rid of all this junk. And it's working. Don't be worried about red meat. In my opinion, it doesn't give you cancer. That's all I've had for the last 4 days. I've had hamburgers, grass-fed cheese. I cooked some burgers on the grill. Last night we had some corned beef because of old St. Patrick's Day. So had some corned beef last night, quite a bit of it. I usually start the morning with 2-3 grass-fed eggs with some grass-fed cheese and grass-fed butter. This morning I think I threw a burger in there and I only had 1 egg with the cheese and grass-fed butter, of course. And you'll find yourself, you'll be able to go longer periods without eating. A lot of people say this all-meat diet constipates them. They've tried it. From my research, after about a week, that goes away. About a week or so, things will start flowing again. I haven't been normal, if I'm going to be honest, like I am. And you could probably pick up some more fruits in your diet if that starts becoming a hassle. There's other ways of doing that as well. uh, I'm not going to control your body here with my advice, but I'm just explaining to you what I've done, and it's being very successful on this. I want to say a huge, huge problem. Very huge. It becomes heart attack issues and stroke and diabetes, and cutting out all the carbs. You're getting rid of diabetes issues. I forget the study, but it's crazy. I think it's like 2/3 of America has fatty liver disease, and this isn't from alcohol. This is from eating junk. Kids are getting diabetes these days, and they're waiting in line for a liver transplant because of fatty liver disease. This is serious, people. Serious. So I just want to have a little talk on that topic, and maybe I can help some others out there. You might want to give it a shot. You may want to keep living your life the way you're living it. But I can tell you from experience, I've tried all the other ways. I've tried it. And I'll tell you something else. I was keto, right? So I figure, well, what's good? What's the superfoods that they tell us, right? Cabbage. Cabbage is great for you, right? Bok choy, another one. That's a good, eat your greens. So I figure, well, I'm going to make some egg rolls. I rolled them suckers for 2, 3 days in and out because, like I said before, we had some family problems, and figure, well, how am I going to fry them? Oh, coconut oil. Nothing better than coconut oil, right? That's healthy as it could be. So I rolled them and I put a little bit of chicken breast in there. Chicken breast, nice lean meat. I put a few chunks of chicken breast in there, rolled up cabbage and carrots and onions and bok choy, etc., and all this good for you stuff that they tell us. Rolled them up. Egg roll wrapper is real thin, so very low carb. Fried them in coconut oil. I ate those for, what was it? I think I think maybe 4 days. I want to say 4 days straight. All I ate, guys. Morning, lunch, dinner. I had egg rolls. I woke up on the fourth day, I think it was, and I felt like crap. I was just exhausted. I was sleeping too much. I was tired all day. I'm like, this isn't working. So, okay, this has got to go. It's not working. So I got to try something else. And this is what I did. And this is when things started just working the way I wanted them to work. My energy's back. I'm not sleeping like I was. And this has all happened in 4 days with the coconut oil fried egg rolls and 4 days on this new diet I just started with mainly meat. I eat some Greek yogurt with some blueberries, like I say, fruits. Have at it. That's, have your fruits. I try to stick to berries. Pineapples are good, but they're really sweet. So, take it easy on the pineapples, but they're good for you. Um, I just think I'm starting to believe, I guess, that plants just don't want to be picked. And trees is where fruits grow on. Adam and Eve, there was even the apple. So that dates back even to then, and I'm sure way farther than then. If your religion believes that, or, you know, the Bible and Adam and Eve and how we all started, and, I'm not um, saying anything bad about anybody's religion, or even if you don't believe in God and you believe in, I forget the word there, we came from, we were Bigfoots one day, and now we're humans. So, if that's what you want to believe, and that's what science tells us, right? So, um, but I don't know. I just don't know what to believe anymore because the more you dig into things and the more false information you get a lot of times when you really get told the truth. It's just mind-boggling. So I just wanted to share this with you. I'm not going to hold you up anymore. And I truly hope this changes some of you people's lives out there and gets you off the meds. And that's what I've been searching for. And I'm going to keep you posted on this. I probably won't have no, full show on it later, but I will give you a little update from time to time. And we're going to get under that seat later once I get these wires fished under there, and I'm going to try to figure out how we're going to get all this stuff into the fuse box. So there'll probably be a part 3 on this heated seat thing, but just been fighting some personal issues, and the weather's just been horrible. So we're going to get back into this and get some things done, and there'll be a part 3 on this. I don't know if I showed you guys, but just a little quick flash. See, there's your heating pad. It's just laying right on my seat because I didn't want to take the, well, I couldn't take the factory covers off. Some factory covers you can just zip them off, but this guy here on the bottom is, it's like pressed in there. So I figured if I got it out, I was going to mess it up, and so I didn't want to go there. Those of you also, I don't know if you know this, there's a little button down here. I wanted to share this as well. Oh, where's it at here now? Right there. If you can see, right where my finger is. If you slide that button sideways, this section comes off, guys. Same on the driver's seat. I had a little baby hole right here. These seats are in excellent condition, but something about the size of a pencil. You could stick a pencil in it. Tiny baby hole, and it was from getting in and out over there on the driver's side. So the driver's seat always wears out first, but these are the same. So I took that seat, put it over here, put this seat over there. Now that seat, it's like brand new again, because you don't get out of the van on this side and you don't get out of the van on this side. So you swap them, you see what I mean? Now there's a brand new side to that seat and a brand new side to this seat. So any more wear and tear, it's like a brand new seat again. So something you guys can consider if your seat is really destroyed over there, or if you see one in a junkyard and you want to snag that bottom portion because it always gets wore out. You just got to push that little button down there, you slide it forward, and then it lifts out of there. And plus that fuse box down in there. You need to get under there. It's a pain to get through these little access doors like this side. Same thing over there on the other side to access the fuse box. So you can pull the whole entire seat right off. It takes 2 minutes. Not even that. 30 seconds. So another little tip for you, and there's my secret. I have my issues too. 250 over 150, huh? Incredible. And I'm still walking, standing, breathing, talking, and building a house in a van. But we're working on it. So God bless you all. I hope it helps you or loved one with getting your pressure down. And like I say, then you can start cycling some veggies back in, once you get it under control. That's my plan, because I love veggies. But I don't know. Evidently they're messing me up. And everybody's different, they say. So I don't know if this will work for you, but it's doing incredible things for me. So gonna leave you right there. Smash the like for me, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we're pretty much on topic to build a house in a van, and it's fully sustainable if you haven't ever watched one of my programs before. So I just wanted to share this health tip with everybody so we could kind of help the world, and flip the old bird to big pharma, right? So gonna leave you on that one. Subscribe, and God bless you all. We'll see you on the next one. We'll probably put something out here again in another week or so. Van Life Biker, and I'm out.